Are you kidding me? Saunders caught, touchdown.
The Gamecock Nation entered the 2008 season, the fourth of the Steve Spurrier era, with cautious optimism. With 53 lettermen and 16 of 22 starters returning, including 10 on defense, Carolina had the nucleus and depth in place to withstand the rigors of another challenging SEC schedule.
And coming out of fall camp, everybody was healthy for the most part. Guys were just energized, ready to go, ready to kind of wash away that 5-game skid we had the previous season.
We felt real good going into the season. We thought we had a great off-season workouts, and going into camp, we thought we were going to have a pretty good season, a better season we've had in the past. And I mean, it seemed like everybody was getting better and everybody was improving.
The Gamecocks figured to be tested in their season opener as they hosted the NC State Wolfpack out of the ACC in a special Thursday night contest televised by ESPN to kick off the college football season. Both squads showed that the defenses were ahead of the offenses early in the season. Only a late second quarter Wolfpack turnover set up a Ryan Suckup field goal just before the half.
Goes for the snap, sets it down. Suckup hits it high, deep, and it's good.
Carolina went into the intermission with a 3-0 lead. No one knew at that time that the 3 points would be enough for the Gamecocks on this night in Columbia. The Carolina defense continually bottled up the NC State attack. The Wolfpack mustered just 138 yards and 10 first downs in the contest.
In the shotgun on 2nd and 2. Off the left hash mark, under pressure, and swallowed up.
Junior quarterback Tommy Beecher, making his first career start, was intercepted 4 times and sacked on 5 occasions before leaving the game with a head injury in the fourth quarter, with the Gamecocks clinging to a 13-0 advantage. Redshirt sophomore Chris Smelly replaced Beecher in the final period and made a case to gain the starting position by leading Carolina to 3 touchdown runs. His 5 of 5 passing performance included sharp scoring throws of 20 yards to Dion LaCorn.
Touchdown Carolina! Touchdown Dion LaCorn!
And 13 yards to Jared Cook.
Smelly wants to go to the air again. He's got a man in the back of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown Carolina! Touchdown Jared Cook!
Mike Davis contributed 101 yards on the ground for his 4th career 100-yard game, and the Gamecocks rolled to a convincing 34-0 shutout win, giving Coach Spurrier his 16th consecutive season-opening victory. Another Thursday night ESPN game was on tap the following week, this time on the road, as the Gamecocks traveled to Nashville to take on the pesky Vanderbilt Commodores. Things looked good early on for Coach Spurrier's squad. Chris Smelly hit Kenny McKinley on a pretty 19-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter. And with Coach Johnson's defense looking strong again, the Gamecocks held a 10-3 advantage heading into the locker room at halftime. However, the Gamecocks received some ominous news when it was revealed that McKinley would not return to action after suffering a first quarter hamstring injury. With McKinley out, the Gamecocks resorted to draw plays for tailback Mike Davis and passes to tight end Jared Cook, who set career highs with 8 receptions for 111 yards. Things went from bad to worse for the Gamecocks when Vanderbilt tied the score on a 31-yard pass early in the third quarter, then recovered a fluke fumble on a short punt that careened off the leg of Addison Williams and scored again to take a 17-10 advantage. Another touchdown gave the Commodores a 24-10 lead with just over 9 minutes remaining. The Gamecocks pulled within 7 on Freddie Brown's first career touchdown, a 5-yard reception that made it 24-17 with 7:39 remaining. Carolina got the ball right back after Vanderbilt went 3 and out. After a short punt gave the Gamecocks the ball in Commodores territory, USC picked up a first down at the 34-yard line. But the drive stalled when Vandy sacked Smelly on consecutive plays, earning its second straight win over Carolina. The second-ranked Georgia Bulldogs made their way to Columbia the next week for a nationally televised game on CBS. The Bulldogs were a popular preseason pick for the national title, but the Gamecocks knew they could hold their own against their highly touted opponents after winning in Athens in 2007. The yards are tough to come by, and the points even tougher in most years when Georgia and South Carolina square off on the gridiron, and the 2008 edition was no different. Georgia's Blair Walsh connected on a 42-yard field goal early in the second period to draw first blood.
Smelly in the shotgun, looks to the sideline. Davis in the backfield to his right. Low snap, he handles it. Looking right side, throws underneath, complete at the Georgia 47. Spinning all the way down to the Georgia 40 is Mo Brown, his second reception of the afternoon.
But Carolina came back on a Smelly to Mo Brown 34-yard streak pattern down the sideline.
Smelly under center this time. Davis stays in at the tailback. 2 wide receivers right-sided. Smelly wants to go play action. Looks left sideline for Mo Brown again. Caught at the 2. He's in there. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Mo Brown. A 34-yard strike from Chris Smelly. And the Gamecocks are on the board against number 2 Georgia.
To take a 7-3 lead. Walsh hit again from 23 yards out as the first half expired, cutting the margin to 1. No Sean Moreno's sliding 4-yard touchdown run and a 2-point conversion put Georgia on top at 14-7 midway through the third stanza. South Carolina had 3 chances in the fourth quarter to tie things up.
Davis in the backfield. They'll flick to him. Smelly wants to go down the middle to Cook. He stretches out at the 10. Caught. Are you kidding me?
The Gamecocks drove to Georgia's 2 midway through the period, but linebacker Rennie Curran smacked the ball free as tailback Mike Davis tried to leap the pile, and it bounced into the arms of Georgia defensive back Asher Allen. South Carolina got to Georgia 17 in the final minute before Smelly was intercepted to seal the Bulldogs' victory and drop the Gamecocks to an 0-2 start in the SEC. The Gamecocks hosted in-state rival Wofford the following week.
Whitmire in the shotgun, brings a man in motion, hands off. No, he's going to pitch it. Right side this time. He's hung up by Emmanuel Cook as Jeremy Marshall. Well played by the Gamecocks on a 2nd and 8. They hold it to 1 yard.
The Terriers never strayed from their patient option running game. They ran for 185 yards, well under their average of 400 yards, but 50 of those yards came on a Ben Whitmire touchdown burst in the second period, which gave Wofford an early lead. This one wasn't out of reach until the Gamecocks put together a grinding drive of nearly 6 minutes in the fourth quarter that ended with Smelly's 17-yard touchdown pass to Dion LaCorn, which put South Carolina ahead 23-13 with 1:58
So the Terriers come down from the upstate again and give us all we want with that option attack. It's a pretty good defense as well.
Head coach Steve Spurrier elected to give redshirt freshman quarterback Steven Garcia his first significant playing time the next week against UAB. The highly touted signal caller entered the game on the second series and completed 13 of 20 passes for 131 yards and a touchdown.
Bryant Maddox all alone at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Carolina.
And ran for 86 more and another score in a 26-13 win.
He's got 2 on the night, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground.
Ryan Suckup, the SEC Special Teams Player of the Week, made all 4 of his field goals, a career best. Meanwhile, the Gamecock defense was stout again as UAB had just 26 total yards midway through the second quarter and had been penalized 7 times for 55 yards. The Blazers did not record a first down until 6:39 remained in the second quarter.
Wants to run option, no, steps back, wants to throw it. going down the middle of the field. Got a man there, got defenders there, tipped up in the air, intercepted.
The Blazers finished the night with just 207 yards of total offense and turned the ball over 3 times and losing for the 4th time in 5 starts. The Gamecocks took their modest 2-game winning streak on the road and back into SEC action the next week when they traveled to Oxford to take on the Ole Miss Rebels. Mississippi was flying high as it was coming off an improbable 31-30 win in the Swamp over Florida. And the Rebels got off to a fast start against Carolina, scoring 2 touchdowns in the first period to open up a 14-3 cushion. The game turned Carolina's way early in the second quarter. Smelly hit Jason Barnes with a touchdown pass on a 3rd and goal from the 20-yard line.
Smelly looking down the middle of the field, throwing for Jason Barnes. Caught! Touchdown Carolina! Touchdown Jason Barnes! Oh my goodness, what a collision in the end zone. And number 4 holds on to it, Tommy, on one of the toughest catches.
Then on the Rebels' next possession, defensive tackle Nathan Pepper scooped up a Jevon Sneed fumble and rumbled 29 yards for a 14-point swing in exactly a minute to give Carolina a 17-14 advantage. Ole Miss answered to take a 21-17 lead into intermission, but another fumble in the second half turned the game for the Gamecocks. Chris Culliver forced Dexter McCluster to fumble at the South Carolina 6, and Emmanuel Cook recovered and raced to the 42. From there, Smelly, who earned SEC Offensive Player of the Week honors, took over with the drive culminating on a 6-yard touchdown pass to Barnes to put the Gamecocks on top for good. Carolina opened up a 10-point advantage in the 4th quarter when Smelly, who completed 22 of 32 passes on the afternoon for 327 yards, hit Joe Hills on a 4-yard pass, his 3rd touchdown strike of the day. Meanwhile, the Gamecock defense, which surrendered 21 points and 232 yards in the first half, held the Rebels to just 3 points and 129 yards in the second half. And the Gamecocks came away with a hard-earned 31-24 win for their first conference victory of the season. Another SEC road test awaited the Gamecocks the following week as they traveled to Lexington to face the Kentucky Wildcats. Captain Munnerlyn picked up a Jordan Lindsay blocked field goal and returned it 81 yards for a touchdown and set up another score with an 84-yard kickoff return in a 24-17 Carolina win.
All tied in Lexington, set it down for him. Block! Carolina blocks it. Picked up at the 18. That's Captain Munnerlyn. 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Carolina takes it back on the field goal. Pastor resets and puts his foot into it. Low line drive with deep. Captain takes it at the 1 and brings it out. Straight up the middle of the field. Now to the right. Gets 2-3 blocks. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Speed. Here it comes. 40, 30. One got to beat. 20. Knocked out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
No flags. No flags.
Captain Munnerlyn. Oh my goodness. 74 yards. Ignites the Gamecocks. He goes I formation, wants to drop back left side. Goes corner route to Kenny McKinley. Caught. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Kenny McKinley. Boom. Boom. 74-yard return and now a touchdown 16 yards out.
The game remained tight through the first 3 periods, with Kentucky holding a 17-14 lead heading into the final stanza. Garcia led 4 consecutive drives in the Wildcat territory, which the Gamecocks turned into 10 fourth-quarter points. With the game tied at 17, Garcia found tight end Wesley Saunders open in the end zone from 8 yards out for the game winner.
Steven Garcia, who goes empty set with 4 wide receivers left side. Garcia, dump route, Wesley Saunders. Touchdown Carolina! Touchdown Wesley Saunders! Trickeration from the head ball coach.
Garcia finished the day by completing 10 of 14 attempts for 169 yards in limited duty. The teams combined for 6 turnovers, with Chris Culliver's 2nd interception sealing the win for Carolina.
Hard line, out of the shotgun. Drops back, steps up in the pocket, down the middle. Intended for a side end, picked by Carolina, Chris Culliver. 40, 30, cuts back and steps out of bounds at the 20. Maurice Grinder, the intended receiver, and Chris Culliver with a pick will seal the deal in Lexington.
The Gamecocks, now 5-2 on the season and 2-2 in league play, returned home with a 4-game winning streak in tow to face 13th-ranked LSU on October 16th. Garcia, fresh off his stellar play at Kentucky, would get his first collegiate start against the defending national champions. The Tigers held a 10-3 advantage late in the second quarter, but South Carolina scored 2 touchdowns in the final 2:28 of the first half, highlighted by a Garcia to McKinley 41-yard completion, followed by a 26-yard touchdown pass to Saunders for 1 score.
Wesley Saunders, touchdown Carolina.
Carlos Thomas intercepted a pass on the next play and returned it 46 yards to the LSU 8.
Across midfield, 40, 30, 20, needs a blocker, 10, dives for it.
Setting up a Mike Davis 1-yard plunge and a 17-10 halftime lead. However, the LSU defense stiffened in the second half, blanking Carolina after intermission. They held the Gamecocks to just 42 total yards after halftime and recorded 6 sacks on the evening. The LSU offense was efficient as they tied the game late in the third quarter, then went on a time-consuming 11-play, 83-yard drive midway through the fourth quarter, culminating with a Charles Scott 2-yard run, and LSU escaped Columbia with a 24-17 win. Garcia was named the starter for the second straight week, but it was the Carolina defense that once again proved to be the difference.
Sonny Woodson blitz off the left side, picked up, and it hit the back. Hampton fumbles the football. He's sacked by Chris Culver. What a beautiful blitz from the backside.
Ellis Johnson's troops held the Vols to just 207 yards of total offense and 1 score in the 27-6 rout. Tennessee gained just 34 rushing yards on 28 carries and completed less than half of its 32 pass attempts.
Garcia out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers set. Screen play to Mike Davis won't work, but he throws it to him late. 8-5, diving, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Mike Davis. 12 yards on the reception.
Stoney Woodson put the exclamation point on this one early with a 68-yard interception return for a touchdown in the second quarter, which gave Carolina a 14-0 lead.
A pick 6 from Stoney Woodson's got the Gamecocks up 14-0 at the start of the second quarter. Wow.
The victory, which made the Gamecocks bowl eligible, was Carolina's first over the Vols at Williams-Brice Stadium in 16 years. The Gamecocks carried the momentum of the win over Tennessee into their home game with Arkansas the following week. The Gamecocks jumped out to a 10-0 lead after the first quarter, highlighted by a 54-yard suck-up field goal, the second longest of his career.
Snap it back to Flint, put it down, boot it up, plenty of distance. It's good! Ryan Suckup, 54 yards!
Both quarterbacks showed flashes, with Garcia running 14 yards for the game's first score.
Garcia back into the game, he rotates again. Mike Davis to his left, flips to Steve Spurrier. Shotgun snap, Garcia wants to run it, gets a block from Davis at the 10, 5, touchdown Carolina! Touchdown Steven Garcia, 14 yards.
It was Smelly who found tight end Jared Cook on a 66-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter, the longest pass play of the season.
Out of the shotgun, 2 tight ends set. Smelly got protection, runs drag route, complete. 35-40, 25-50, Jared Cook all the way into the 30, 25-20, 10. Touchdown Carolina! Touchdown Jared Cook!
The turning point of this one again came via the Gamecock defense. Down 20-14 late in the third quarter, and with momentum on the Razorback side, defensive end Jordan Lindsay stretched up to snag a Casey Dick pass.
2nd and 8 with 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Casey Dick out of the shotgun. Interception Carolina! 50, Jordan Lindsay, 40, 30, stays on his feet, 20, driving forward all the way down to the 15-yard line. Oh, his twin brother helped him up. Jordan Lindsay on senior day returns it 45 yards.
2 plays later, Garcia lofted a pretty pass to McKinley in the end zone for a 27-14 lead they would not relinquish.
4 with Justin Sorensen. Smelly throws fade route, right side, Kenny McKinley caught. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Kenny McKinley.
McKinley finished the game with 7 catches for 130 yards. and became the school's all-time career receiving yardage leader.
Patrick DeMarco, the lone back in the backfield. 3 wide receivers left side, 3 right. Wide receiver screen, Kenny McKinley inside the 40, 30, stiff arm at the 20, knocked out of bounds at the 15. How about that formation? 29-yard reception for Kenny McKinley. He's our all-time leading receiver.
Meanwhile, the Gamecock defense, which had been torched for 542 rushing yards by Arkansas in 2007, held the Razorbacks to just 54 yards on the ground this time around, helping Carolina to its 7th win of the season. The 24th-ranked Gamecocks' biggest challenge awaited them the following week as they traveled to Gainesville to take on the red-hot Florida Gators, ranked 3rd in the nation. The teams battled evenly for the first 10 minutes of the game, but then disaster struck Carolina. Brandon Spikes returned a Chris Smelly pass 12 yards for a touchdown. Then Ahmad Black got Smelly again on the next possession, intercepting a deflected pass. One play later, Percy Harvin was in the end zone and the Gators had a 14-0 lead. Next, the Gamecocks tried a trick play on the ensuing kickoff, but it backfired into another turnover, and it was 21-0 Gators in a nightmarish 135-second span that took out any drama to this one. The Gators rolled up 519 yards of offense, more than twice the number Carolina had averaged throughout the season's first 10 games, in a convincing 56-6 win. The Gamecocks had 2 weeks to recover from the disappointing loss at Florida before they wrapped up their regular season with the traditional Palmetto State Bowl against rival Clemson. Unfortunately for the Gamecock faithful, like the Florida game, this one turned sour early. Clemson put 24 points on the board before Carolina responded with a 16-yard pass from Smelly to fullback Patrick DeMarco with just seconds remaining in the first half. When Smelly hit Saunders on a 23-yard touchdown strike early in the 3rd period to narrow the deficit to 24-14, it looked like Carolina might be able to sneak back into this one, but it was not to be. James Davis scored his 3rd touchdown of the game late in the 3rd quarter. The Gamecocks could not generate enough offense to make this one interesting in a 31-14 setback. The Gamecocks found themselves in a New Year's Day bowl game for the first time since the 2001 season, returning to the Outback Bowl in Tampa to face the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Gamecocks sputtered from the start and never gave themselves a chance, turning the ball over 5 times in the contest, including 4 times in the first half, as Iowa rolled to an easy 31-10 win. Carolina finished its season with a 7-6 record, their 5th straight non-losing season, a feat not accomplished since the 1930s.
Well, we always have a minimum goal of winning more games than we lose and going to a bowl game, and hopefully a good bowl game. And 7 wins was the best we could do last year, and we certainly believe we can do a lot better this coming season. Yeah, we're all, I think, very excited about our new staff members, and certainly these coaches have excellent resumes and their bios for success. I really believe the guys we got here now are going to add a little spunk, a little life to our situation. Our players are already extremely rejuvenated somewhat about our new strength coach, Craig Fitzgerald.
With the new strength coach we got, he really changed the attitude of the team around here in a matter of 2 weeks since he's been here.
For a physical aspect, they're going to do real good because I've been working out with them, and the new strength coach is killing us. And his new strength program is no joke, and we're working real hard. And we're getting killed in there, and so we're going to be bigger, stronger, and faster. That's for sure.
This guy we got, Coach Spurrier, he's good. Him and his staff, his whole staff, they get us going. It's going to be a good season. I feel it.
We've got sort of a good, refreshing attitude that is on our team that hopefully will last throughout the coming season.
He's got them ready to work and no complaining. That's one thing. We go down our weight room at 1:30 or 2:30. So guys work out, not complaining. We're just getting the job done. So we know it starts right here, right now.
I think going into next year, we're going to have outstanding senior leadership. Eric Norwood coming back to finish his eligibility at Carolina was a big boost for us. That was our first big signee of the 09 season.
I'm going to definitely do my part to help the team out. I hope you get a feed off of me.
And we've also, I think our recruiting class is ranked around 11th or 12th on one of those polls in the nation right now. But we certainly look forward to doing some things differently around here to see if we can get past that 7-win barrier.